We are live. Hey, party people.
What's going on?
Yes. Boy, they gave us quite a lot in that episode.
It was quite yeah.
I think the we can safely say the guys are down quite bad. I think this was a hit for a lot of men in there. They showed their asses.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree, and the reason why I disagree is because I feel throughout the whole episode we're seeing a clear double standard. Because the whole thing is if you back Megan, which all of the girls do,
yeah,
then you should back Romel.
And on that note, we will be reviewing Love Island Season 12, Episode 18. You guys know what you need to do. You need to book the like button on entry, come into the chat and say hello. And let's say hello to Instagram, please.
Instagram.
Had them. Yes.
Instagram in the building. Okay, let's see Wagwan. KW Wagwan. Erin Wagwan. Waving Cat Designs, Wagwan.
Families in the house.
Will Smith, Wagwan. Erin J already. I'm just going to go ahead and get this sort started.
Right.
Ben is an incel.
He is.
Whose sole purpose of being here is to humble women. I need him gone. UK vote right, please. Roblox, aka Romel, needs to be humbled.
While you're doing that, let me go onto the hat and do my vote. Carry on.
What else? Waving Cat Designs says, down quite bad now. You mean in the bin.
Absolutely.
Will Smith says all the women were down bad. Sora Bennett, hello. Jay, hello. My address, Faxony, it was too much. Romel went through a full-on humiliation ritual and an hour of bullying, but no smoke for the Irish.
Wow. Okay, guys. I've got the app open. Who are we going for as our favorite girl? Who should I put down? Are we going for Alima, Emily, Helena, Megan, Shakira, or Tony, or Yasmin? Who should I put my vote on for best girl? Who do you think? Who should I go for best girl?
I mean,
because you weren't really feeling Alima today.
Excite me. No, Alima was disappointing. I'd probably say Tony.
Tony as best girl?
Yeah, because
what are people saying?
And I say Tony because she is the only person, or one of the very few people, that shows an ounce of emotional intelligence. The rest of them are like 12-year-old girls in a playground.
What are people saying with the chat?
Maria says Romel thinks he did Alima a favor. He can't stand her.
To vote? You only have 15 minutes.
Oh, sorry. KW says Alima or Yasmin. Jay says Alima. My address says, well, no, she's talking about that. So Alima or Yasmin?
I'm going to go for Alima. There's only one black in there. I can only do
that. Yuck.
I can only do a black.
Sorry. Yuck. In the meantime,
favorite guy, please go.
Favorite guy, Romel.
Romel? I'm absolutely not voting for Romel.
So my vote doesn't mean anything.
Okay, do a second. Romel, no. What's your second choice?
It would be Tommy.
Tommy?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he stood up to
Why
Megan.
Does Tommy deserve my vote?
Because he stood up to Megan.
He didn't stand up to Megan. He was trying to crawl back for a second. You don't remember that convo?
You are so selective.
He was trying to crawl back like a little crawly bumlick that he is.
I'm not going to argue with you today. I'm very delicate today, so I'm not going to argue with you.
It's a hard time.
My address says Alima was right to check him, but she went too far when she started pushing the effing coward. Why did you keep him? That is touching the third rail. She should know not to go there. Will Smith said he voted for Irish Megan. Alima, another vote for Waving Cat Designs has another vote for Alima.
Done.
KW said Tommy, obviously. Will Smith, King Romel.
Wow. Sorry, I did Harrison.
Harrison's so boring.
I know, but I feel like Harrison isn't going to get any votes.
The Funky Dinosaur said, "Thank God Tommy is rid of that angry leprechaun." Wow, bit strong.
Don't even know what to say to that.
Inner Greek says Shakira is a rat.
I
am inclined
to be fair.
I'm inclined to
this episode, everybody was moving mad.
Yeah,
they were. There was nobody that was leading with any form of sanity or consistency.
No.
It was just, that's my dog and I ride for them.
12-year-olds in a playground.
Yeah, there was no common sense running through the thread. And I can only rate Tony because when she spoke, it seemed with semblance of sensibility and not bias. Just, this is what I saw and I'm staying out of the drama. Whereas the other girls, and the guys, to be fair though, it was all mess. It was a mess. It was good mess though. This was an all right episode.
So where are we going? Where are we starting
from? Let's go from in the evening when they are waiting for the returnees to come, and they'd all got dressed up and they were reflecting on what it would be like when they come back in. Like Meg was super excited. Alima was excited, border vexed. So she was, okay, he's coming back, but he's going to hear from me because of what he said. But she wasn't so fired up.
Yeah.
Yet.
I had no idea at that point that she was ready to done the dance.
I mean, until later on when they were saying that she was vexed from him saying that he hadn't been occupied, which I understand because that is a kind of hurtful thing to witness.
Yeah.
Like when you're thinking, actually, I'm opening up to this guy and he's talking to this chick who is giving all of the looseness, like nothing hasn't been going on. And she's probably thinking, it was a lot. I understand her crash out. It was a lot for her to probably have been lipsing him at night. Like that's a big thing for her, bigger than maybe he had comprehended.
But then why are you on this show?
I know, but she is. And she's there.
You can't come on this show and then behave the way that you behave, but then get mad with somebody for behaving the way that 90% of the people that come on this show behave.
Or what he suggested he was going to be like when he said that he slept with 5 people in one night.
Exactly.
So
the fact is, you know that he was trying for you.
Yeah.
He slowed down to your pace.
Yeah.
And so that shows a level of commitment to somebody.
Yeah.
And you just threw that all in the bin.
That's what she's saying he did.
What?
She's saying he literally threw it all in the bin.
No,
because
they both threw it in the bin. Because it's one thing Romel going to do it, but the sheer ignorance of how she treated him when he got back and just not even willing to have a conversation.
That was wild.
It was.
What are your notes on that? On there? All right, so let's go to Helena.
No, let's start there. Because that's where my notes start. So
Helena.
Romel and Alima talking, yeah. Straight away, Alima said, "There's no coming back from this. It's done." And I just wrote, "She's dumb," yeah. Because she values her friends. Like she, in the real world, in a real relationship, she is a candidate for a relationship ending simply based on what her friends have said. Yeah, she shows
it's saving face.
Yeah, she shows no independent thought. So it's like if her girls don't like you, it's long. If her girls like you, it's okay. But Alima, what are you thinking? And so that was really frustrating to watch.
I don't think. All right, I agree with you partially, but I actually think what set her off is she had brought him in more than she is probably used to in the time span. So that's like one thing of vulnerability that she had expressed with him. And then I think Helena, when she came back and was like, "I've got to be honest with you," I was surprised that he didn't bring her back because of how they were moving. I think that vulnerability then turned to shame. Yeah. And then that's what made her crash out. Now, Helena, who is older, with a semblance of any type of wisdom, would have known this isn't the way to talk to this girl about what happened because she is crash out queen and she's quite vulnerable as well. Like you would know that from just seeing her. Like you'd know it probably was a lot for her to let him in. So she wasn't treated with kid gloves and it was clunky and she did crash out. And in the crash out, Tony tried to just you know, like,
but you said a key thing there. She wasn't treated with kid gloves. She's a youth.
Yeah.
She's a youth.
Yeah.
You know,
she is
also
like, she is immature and probably inexperienced. And Romel, you've been chatting to her and you probably know that. So you can't move mad with this girl.
Fair enough. But also, she has shown she has no integrity because she kept Alima because she kept on going on about how he should have brought Poppy back. Blah blah blah. But if you're gonna do that, so if he's gonna stand on business and bring Poppy back, and that's what you really believe he should have done, you should also leave the villa.
Right.
Because if he brought Poppy back, you wouldn't be here.
Then he would have stood on his decision.
Yeah. So you want him to stand on his decision, because that's what you think should have happened. Yeah. And if that had happened, you wouldn't be here. So leave.
No, that doesn't even make sense.
Of course it makes sense.
It absolutely doesn't.
Of course it makes sense.
The point that she is making is you were doing bits with this girl in 48 hours. You were doing bits with her. So if you're prepared to lose me because I've already told you I don't do second chances, you know this of my patterns. You were prepared to do that. Why are you coming back in without her when you know I don't do second chances? That's the point of, if you're going to do that, stand on business, bring her back then, innit?
Yeah, and leave.
Yeah, she would have left.
Yeah. So then leave. So leave now.
It's a simple
because
equation.
you believe that's what he should have done, so therefore you shouldn't be here.
He should have, though.
Yeah, and she shouldn't be here.
But he didn't, because he didn't want to get Black Twitter backlash.
No.
So
we need to stop doing that. We need to stop doing that.
Absolutely, that is why he didn't bring her back.
The reality is, Romel was like, I am trying with this girl. Like, I'm really putting effort. Like, because this is the way that I've interacted with Poppy. This is how I normally interact. This is what's normal for me. Yeah. The way that I'm interacting with Alima isn't normal for me, but I'm willing to put in the work. Yeah, because I like this girl.
But you're not willing to put in the work.
But he did put in the work.
No, he didn't. Because
no. How the fact that he was even still with Alima, knowing that this is not how I operate. Yeah. That is him putting in the work, staying with her. That is him putting in the work. But then, yes, he's gone to the sleepover and he reverted back to type quite quickly.
Yeah.
That's on him.
Yeah.
But we can't negate that he was putting in work with Alima.
Okay. So
he said it himself.
You've reverted back to type. The girl has already told you, these are my boundaries. This is my parameters. This is what I will not accept. You went against that. Why did you not bring Poppy back? Because you know I don't do second chances.
Because in exploring things with Alima and then going to see Poppy and going back to type, you actually realize there's something better. So maybe the way that I'm doing it. They both did because the way she handled it was stupid and immature. She didn't even hear him out.
That's fair. She escalated the situation and she absolutely did crash out. And she did turn into a child. She definitely did all of that.
And the getting up and walking away, like just
I hate that shit. So either just deal with the conversation, and then leave, but at least let him talk to explain something. She just spoke at him, and it's like you can't go on what Helena is saying, because Emily didn't even really talk that much that we saw. But still, you should have heard from him what his process was. And you can still stand on your morals of,
there you go.
Mate, I told you, the outside of a challenge, you can't be lipsing people, and that works for me because I'm not the same as Helena. I'm not the same as Shakira. Like, she could go, like, I'm not that girl, innit? And that would be diversity of who is in there as well.
Alima is what happens when you listen to too many Beyonce tracks and take it for what it is.
What the hell has Beyonce said?
Just all of these girls, like, This
She
is
hasn't got a tune called Girls Girls.
She has. I know what I'm talking about. But anyway,
what are people saying?
1 second. So Romel, right? This is what I love when the real roadman in Romel comes out. So as she's walking away, yeah, he's like, "Why is she running her mouth?" Yeah, and then Irish Meg.
I think he said, "Why is she running her fucking mouth?" I swear he swore.
I don't think he did.
Guys, did
Chat,
he swear?
yeah.
Let us know, because I think he swore.
I think he said, "Why is she running her mouth?" But
He was well within his rights to swear either way. But okay, go on.
But then Irish Meg is like, less of that, Romel. It's like, less of what, woman? Hush.
But you know, when people are arguing, Irish Meg can't help herself.
Imagine the situation that you're in.
I don't know.
The situation, you know that you've got your own thing coming down the line. And instead of you to concentrate on that, you're there trying to put your 2 pence into this thing that doesn't concern you. She gets on my nerves. All right, let's see what people are saying. Wow. Okay, so Will Smith said Alima exhibited the worst stereotypical traits in this episode. There was no need for the histrionics. She did it for the cameras, 110%. KW, why didn't Helena tell Mog about Dijon eating Caprice's face? There you go.
You see, and she was there praising, being like, Meg, you got nothing to worry about. He was so good. She's a little bitch.
The witches. In a Greek, it's a house full of hypocrites. Girls always have an answer and an excuse for looking elsewhere. Will Smith says, Nana, copping please for a grown woman. Shake my head. Sad times. Waving Cat Desires. She doesn't have to leave now. Yes, she does. Online says, yeah, it's like backhanded compliment. Alima was the calm one. Now all of a sudden it's you slay queen and don't let these men know your next move, girl. Like what? KW says Shakira can't get back with a man like Harry and cuss Romel. Imagine, look at the madness Harry has done in that house.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna talk to Romel.
Yeah. No, all of them
who has been consistent.
All of them were being crazy in how it's like Romel is the wildest person in there. Yeah. That's why I just wanted them to just kind of settle it down. But it's in their interest that couples don't stay together.
Yeah.
That's why you can't listen to these heifers.
My address, Alima, in her limited screen time, has shown herself to indeed be hard work. You can't argue with that. You can't argue with that. You cannot argue with that. Online says that is the thing. Black men have this stigma of, oh, these guys are players anyway, so let's go harder on them than the rest of the guys. Guys making Romel look like he made another gyal preggy. Yeah, like absolutely.
Fair.
Will Smith, exactly. She's a beggar and a follower. Her and her principles can sleep in the daybed. Yeah. Like, even when Romel was like, they were talking and Romel was like, we could sleep in the bed together. He's like, no.
I don't think we can.
Shut up.
She is a child. She is.
In a Greek, I suspect Romel was told by production not to bring her back. No, I'm giving that to Romel that he decided that. That's my belief on that. Online says, women make, so that was a correction. My dress. Let's be real. It was obvious Romel was having a terrible time in the villa until the sleepover. Yeah. Hard work on boredom. Online says, notice none of the women walked with Alima to confide her to only Tony because she can relate to BP. All the other women was like, she's not a competition to us anyway.
Basically. Yeah. That is really true.
Yeah. Maya just said he did swear after Alima totally drew him out, calling him an effing coward.
Yeah.
Even if he did swear, I think it's valid. I think
that's what I said. But she and even when she said you're an effing coward, it's like I understood what she was saying about like not following through. Like you've done something, follow through on it. Yeah. It was the swearing, and it's a lot. It's in front of everybody in it, and it's got. This is a moment.
Yeah.
So. Irish Meg jumping in as well. It's like, at least if he was Tyreek, he would have told her to shut her mouth.
There you go.
But he didn't. So.
Ezra Sprouts. New? Ezra Sprouts. That sounds new.
Oh, no. I remember Ezra Sprouts from Aunties, but I'm sure I've seen it before.
Welcome, Ezra.
Welcome, Ezra.
Beyonce, who took back a cheating husband all night and built sandcastles with him. Yes, you see it there. Will Smith, definitely you're cooking tonight. Dijon was actually on his best behavior there. Dijon knew what he was doing.
I think Dijon actually he played this really well, and Romel isn't he doesn't know what Dijon and Harry are doing.
Yeah,
like he's trying to hold space with the big boys,
yeah,
and he just basically got set up.
Yeah, basically.
Because he knew I can do little bits and pieces, but the sleeping next to the girl, that's too much.
Yeah.
And if he does it, because remember he was kind of explore, egging him on. You do all of that. Meg isn't even thinking about what he was doing. And really, he got up. Yeah. See him sitting there. Oh.
Yeah. Because I explored, we had a connection, but not like you, babe.
Yeah.
And when you deep it, Dijon didn't really do much more than Romel. It's just that, as you were saying before, Romel was going on like he had to graft Poppy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think that just came from him being in the desert for so long. So he was just like, oh my gosh.
Desert.
Water.
Desert.
Water.
Oh, so now you're saying like he was just dehydrated.
You saw it. Look how long they've been in there. We've seen them kiss once. You saw it.
Twice we saw them mixing at night.
Yeah.
No. Romel got set up by Dijon. He set him up.
He did. Waving Cat Design says, Nana, are you dishing out some of those Slurpees for us?
Sorry, I literally just killed it as well.
She said, I'll have the same favor as you. My address. And the sad part is Romel took the full humiliation ritual only to be voted off immediately. Diabolical work.
He's gone in it. Really. Well, he's definitely in the bottom. He's in the bottom too.
He's out.
Realistically.
How is Yasmin talking about connecting with a man when her entire personality is how much she loves Willies? What does she expect? That last bit was really random because it was like we were being led to believe that Yasmin hasn't been acting so sexual the entire time she's been.
Get there?
I'm just responding to the comment. Today's men want to be the prize too. They want to be grafted. Yes, we do. We do. We absolutely do, and we deserve it. Yes.
Okay.
Right. Let's see. Let's get back into it. So I've got Shakira comparing Dijon to Romel, saying Dijon was respectful, getting to know Caprice.
That was when I just was like, Dijon, you played this. Yeah. You played a blinder,
and he wasn't. At all he was. He literally went in there and was like, "I'm going to string Caprice along. Yes. I'm going to give her enough. Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy her company. Could flirt with her a little bit. There is zero way I'm starting again with this girl. Like, he just played it so well. Yeah. He got to, as he came back and said in it, it's like she's a beautiful girl. It's like he went on holiday and like just enjoyed the sights and was like, but I'm always going to come back home again, because he knows the story that he's building for him and Meg to get to the finals. He knows what he's doing, and he needed the juxtaposition of having Romel there.
I actually think they could win this,
They could.
I actually think they could win this.
They absolutely could win it.
Arseholes. And then I've got a line here where it says, I was going to have a convo, but him explaining himself pissed me off. Again, this is just an example. So obviously we've cut to Alima again, and she said this thing of like she was going to have a convo with Romel, but him explaining himself pissed. Like, did you even hear the words that came out of your mouth?
I know. I mean, she's a hothead. She was a hothead in the first week. We saw that Alima is a hothead. Yeah. I just wish she would have like listened a little bit more. Later on, though, I think it may have been Shakira, or maybe it was Tony that was saying what he did wrong was kind of going on like Alima should have been grateful that he didn't bring back Poppy, or she would have gone back home. That would piss me off if I'm raging already. Yeah. So he may not have been the best in that situation. I don't blame him. He got cussed out.
So then we move on to Tommy and Megan. Tommy is talking to Megan, and he basically says, listen, I'm not in a triangle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So crack on with Connor. But as for me, I'm out.
You are skimming over the tops of what he said. He was basically saying, I thought I was going to just throw this away. I don't want to do that. But if you're going to crack on with Connor, I'm not going to be in a triangle. I think you should know what you want. You should pick me or him. He was basically begging to come back. He was basically begging.
If that's the narrative that you feel you want to run with, and if you feel like that will change the fact on Monday you're going to owe me £20, then so be it.
That's what I watched. I watched Tommy basically say to her, if you pick me, I'm going to have you back. But if you crack on with Connor, no. I'm not being a part of a
Tommy
triangle.
Basically said, crack on with C, but I'm out.
By the end, when she was saying, I still want to get to know both of you, then he had to follow through on the premise that he put forward at the beginning of the sentence, in that I'm not going to be a part of a triangle. You should know who you want to pick. And if you pick me, we could start again, but I'm not going to be in a triangle. She said, I still want to get to know both of you. And so he had to back out. That is what took place. That was the scene. I don't know what your notes are saying, but that ain't what I watched.
Yeah, okay. And so then we move on to Connor and Emily. And then she starts off with like, well, you're lucky you're still here. And I just thought, you damn fool. You absolute fool. So she talks about Will.
No, but she was really happy to see you see how chappy her voice was.
But I really struggle to have any empathy for her, because again, Connor has shown her at so many different points that actually I'm not really that into you, and you are second best. And so really and truly, she was in exactly the same position as Helena when she went into the sleepover, and she needed to bring Will back to give herself more.
If you could bring the person back and the other one doesn't leave, that would have been her perfect solution. But obviously she wants Connor, and she had been hoping that absence was going to make the heart grow fonder.
Yeah, stupidity.
Because it had for her. I just felt sorry for her in that moment, because it was just the way she was so kind of like giddy, and it's like, girl.
Yeah. Well, KW says Emily dumped him after he dumped her. That's what happened. So she talks a little bit about Will, says he was lovely, but I stuck with you because there was no kind of romantic this thing. And then Connor just cuts to the chase.
Yes.
It's like, while you were away, me and Megan were playing tonsil tennis on the terrace.
Me and Megan kissed on the
terrace. And then he goes on to say that, like, when Emily was gone, that his head was with Megan, and that's actually the thing that sent her.
It's a big thing when she's over there being like, actually, now I'm away from him, I want him even more. And she was hoping he would feel the same, and he was basically like what Harry said later on, out of sight, out of mind. I want Big Meg.
Yeah.
I want Big Megan. That's what he was after.
Yeah.
Oh,
she done herself. She done herself. So we cut to Dijon and Meg, and just as we said before, so they're talking, and he's just going on about how he had a connection with Caprice, but it's not the same.
The finessing was so. I was
10 out of 10.
I was like, all right, Dijon,
10 out of 10.
You're coming into your own now.
Yeah.
I said you was a shark from day one,
and then did you see Meg's face when especially when he said about not sleeping in the bed with her? Like, she's
lacking up. She's literally like, I'm Queen Bee.
She
saw Caprice.
Yeah.
So she's blatantly like, yeah. I too am Big Meg. I'm Big Meg, like Irish Meg. But he's just aiming to get that 25k. That's all Dijon is after. He's after the bag.
He's after the bag.
Well, I'd give him 3 months.
Oh yeah.
If they even get to the finals and leave, 3 months they are going to split up.
Yeah.
But he played that brilliantly.
Yeah.
I was like, well done, well done. And because he told the truth. We had flirty banter, we flirted, but
nothing can't really come back on him.
Because whatever gets shown,
I think at best
he can say, "But I told you we were flirting."
Yeah. At best, so even movie night, if they show grapes and blah blah blah, be like, I said it. So yeah, he's good. He's good.
He cleared himself.
He played it,
and he managed to lips her in challenges.
This is it. So, again, like I said, he got everything that Romel got, but not the drama.
Romel was doing bits in bed.
Yeah. This is where,
as you said, he's dehydrated. He's
thirsty. That brother is thirsty. That brother is thirsty. So we move on to Emily and Megan. Emily basically then starts to go on this thing of like, and I didn't really see this, and I didn't really get this, and I started to get lost. So Emily's talking to Megan, and she's saying how she thinks Connor is playing their connection down that he has with Megan. I'm like, at no point do I feel that Connor has tried to play the connection down. I think all he's tried to do is be respectful for you, short of saying, listen, I'm not on you, I'm on her, bounce.
Yeah, but that was what she was getting.
That I think there's a difference between playing the connection down and taking into consideration somebody's feelings.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't need to tell you that I want to bone this chick or whatever, but I am telling you that I want to spend time with her. I think you should go and spend time with other people. We should be open.
Because when she came back and he said that about the Meg thing and he had been spending time, he was still like, but we can still have our chats. And that's the thing that she was getting, like, bro wants to be with you, innit? Realistically, and you want to be with him, but he wasn't conveying that to me in this conversation.
Okay.
So it's what Connor keeps on doing. It's not like he has to be crude with it, but you should be honest. And he's not. He still always does but I'll talk to you, or we still have you want to be with Irish Meg. Let's not don't string her along.
Fair enough.
That's what she was picking up on. I
mean, either way, it doesn't matter. He's not.
I don't like that whole thing of let's call him over. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah. Like, what was that about? But then also, again, what it did show is how Megan is a coward.
Can somebody in the chat please tell us, because we couldn't rewind to find, why did Megan just get up and go? I was like, huh? Yeah. Like, what? Nothing offensive seemed to have been said. She just kind of got up and
yeah.
From what I saw,
I just think she was like,
I don't need to be here type of thing.
I need to be here. Like, so even the thing of leaving, thinking that this is about Connor and Emily, and it's like, it's not. It's about the three of you. And don't try to pretend like you don't have a part in this.
Yeah, and she was your bedroom before.
Yeah. So, and I like that Megan girl. So Connor.
I still like Irish Meg,
No, I don't like her at all. I don't like Irish Meg. I don't like Shakira.
Shakira's gone now. I like Shakira.
No, I don't like Shakira.
I mean, Shakira was stupid this episode, but
no, I don't like her. I'll be honest with you.
You don't like any of the girls in there, do you?
No.
Just Tony.
Yeah, just because she just. It's funny because it's like there's still something about Tony I don't necessarily like, but I respect the fact that she's just emotionally intelligent and just can maneuver situations a lot better. But anybody else in there, just like, and to be fair, I will say the same about the boys. There's nobody in there that I'm like has any endearing qualities where I'm like, yeah, do you know what I mean?
But you're always riding for Romel
because I think Romel has been given a rough hand, and I think that you guys are piling on. Actually, I think what a lot of you people are doing is actually bullying. Okay,
Romel is being bullied.
Yes, you as well. You are bullying Romel. I've said it. Anyway, moving on.
Okay. So yes, is there anything in there why Irish Meg got up and went about her business?
Let's see.
So we can get an answer. Yeah. I don't know.
No, just my address saying, as Nee said, Megan is just a cowardly bully. Yes. KW says it's because she's sly.
It's just simple. Yeah. She just got up. I really did. At least for Emily, by the end of that conversation, she kind of got the clarity, like, Connor,
I think
Connor did come through with, you know what, for real.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. My focus is on Megan, and, let's say our goodbyes and like keep it moving. Yeah. And I felt for her because even in that moment, it's like she was almost crying.
It's sad. It's sad for her. It is sad for And then to add insult into
This
injury,
is crazy.
to put
work.
salt in at the wound.
Crazy work.
Connor says to Meg, "How about we go to the hideaway?
Go to the hideaway garden so that we can talk privately."
Yeah.
I'm like, the girl's just come back from pining for you. Let's not even just wait until the morning to carry on. No. Immediately it's nighttime.
Connor said, "Let me secure this bag."
Basically, before Tommy can try and get in there again. Yeah.
He was like, so they go, they have their little chat. He tells Megan about how he was telling me that Meg is his priority, sort of thing.
How about you?
Yeah, and then Meg basically says she's done with Tommy, and in my head I'm thinking, no, Tommy's done with you.
Okay, fair. I'll give you that.
And then they kiss.
Yes, you're my priority. And
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited now.
And then they decide that they're gonna sleep.
Meg, this is Irish Megan was the one that said it. Irish Megan
Did she say it?
She was the suggester. She said, should we stay in the hideaway tonight? And he was like, he probably couldn't even believe his ears.
Yeah.
And jumped at it. And at that point, I was like, you two are absolute rascals.
Yeah.
Like, this is feral behavior.
Yeah.
But brilliant TV.
Yeah.
But very, very dark.
Yeah.
Like, for the poor girl, she has feelings. And Tommy.
The
day before, you were talking about, oh, Tommy's heart's going to be broken. Next night, I don't give an absolute rat's ass. I'm lips in and we're going hideaway. They've been liking each other for a while.
Yeah, I mean,
they've been giving eyes. They've been giving eyes. This went from nowhere.
You know, when I said, "Oh, okay, Connor," when they're in the hideaway now, and they're in the bed, and my man pulls out a bracelet. I said, "Brother,
that's dark."
I said, "That's gay. That's gay." You were like, I was like, "Oh, you like this girl?"
Yeah. Poor Emily, going on like we're just going from strength to strength. You didn't get no bracelet.
Emily clearly has trouble reading the room. clearly.
No, that was so. But when she finds that out as well, her poor little heart.
Did she find out about the bracelet?
No, when she does find out about it, that's a bit. Even Tommy, like that is. He's still gonna try though, but I mean, I should have gone for a longer lead time. I know I'm gonna have to give you the £20. I'm gonna have to give you the £20.
Just make sure you got my money.
But I didn't foresee Hideaway coming so soon. I didn't know Irish Meg was that girl.
And that's why you're gonna owe me £20 because you didn't foresee. So we moved to the morning.
Got a couple more days.
Whatever. And Romel awakes on the daybed. And again, Shakira, the idiot, laughing at Romel.
I know.
I don't like her.
I said.
I don't like her. I don't like her one bit. And so then we get like the whole kind of Ben and Yasmin storyline starting to kick in.
No. We have more chats with Romel and Al Lima.
Oh, go on then.
So Romel, so we have all of the thing of them waking up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Connor and Emily Connor and Megan, they sleep in from their hideaway, and then they get called. They were doing the walk of shame as well, and it is the mocking of Romel that he's going to be sulking. I did laugh because he did come in there sulking, and he was like, he doesn't feel any different than he did the night before. I felt for the dude, but everybody was laughing at him. Like, okay, I'm going to hand you the bullying claim. I'm going to hand you the bullying. They did kind of bully him. Yeah, they were mocking him.
Vindicated.
They were.
Vindicated.
All right. So, and also there was a snippet of Emily. This is why I don't like her, talking to Alima and saying, basically being like, her situation is worse than hers because she has to witness it, and Alima didn't have to witness it. So she was like, so mine it's really bad. Like, I know what happened to you is bad, but you didn't actually physically see it. I'm having to physically see it.
That was quite good.
Thank you. And that's why nobody likes Emily.
Yeah. Yeah.
because she's.
I think that is, you know, when people have the inability just to listen and empathize.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one thing listening, empathizing, and then sharing similar things. But then when you try to be like, my pain is greater than your pain,
Yes,
that's really ugly.
And just basically what they were saying to her from before. It was her joy. It was more than anybody else's. She's self-centered.
Yeah.
But yeah. So then we have Alima going into the "I'm absolutely done" talk, and then Romel going into his "I'm absolutely done" with her.
Yeah.
And if I was on the outside,
I would have ghosted her by now.
And I was like, Romel, they're gonna get rid of you. Like, the public are just going to get rid of you now because people like you need. I just wanted him to be a little bit more humble. Is that too wrong? Is there a part of him that could have gone into like what Harrison was trying to get him to be? You know what? I may have played it wrong, and I understand why she's so vexed, and maybe I need to try and apologize. But he was so in his pride of she disrespected me when I came back, and she wouldn't let me talk.
No, she was rude. I think he was. I think he was granted. Like you can't. I can't imagine how I would respond to somebody trying to talk to me like that. Like,
but also, but is there not even a part where you'd be like, you know what? Yeah, she's raging because she really likes me, and I actually really hurt her. I wanted him to be able to see that. That was the only reason why she's raging is because she really likes him.
I just can't respect anybody who's unable to actually effectively voice their emotions. Like I find it actually really ugly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no like sympathy.
No, I don't. I just feel like you get to an age where if you can't voice your emotions and your feelings, please go away. Do not engage other people in your life and go and deal with that. And the last thing you need to do is actually be on a television series trying to interact with people when you just don't even know how to talk to people.
Okay. There's some comments.
Do you have Welsh blood, Nana? That was so natural. I think it's my last name seeping into you. Yeah.
Because we're in our buns.
You see? It was natural. Yeah. Let's give Nana her props. That was really good. Thank you. Erin J, I'm back. Where did you go? Where did you go? But we're glad to have you back. Waving Cat Designs. Yeah, we are busy tonight. Will Smith says, Romel ain't no simp, Nana. Maya just says he was beyond humbled. Romel was beat down proper and disrespected. Oh. I would be infuriated. Yeah, like absolutely, 110%. Romel was, me have to finish this gal. I would ghost her in the outside, you know. Wow. Yeah, no, like, yeah, like that, the way she spoke to him, if she had spoken to him like that in the outside world, that would be the last time they ever speak in life.
Yeah. He's never.
That's quite simple.
I think I understood it, but I just wanted him to also be like, I also understand her.
Yeah,
we weren't getting that. Okay.
Erin J says Roblox is from the a-hole of the demons of hell. The arrogance, the audacity. I mean, why are you sitting on the fence, Erin? My address says spot on the you can be raging, but you can't cross certain lines. Will Smith, for heaven's sake, is preaching today. KW, other guys have done worse than Romel, but haven't been cussed off half as. Again, Harry. You cannot tell me Harry's behavior is worse than Romel's behavior.
No, Harry's is worse than Romel's.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But Harry hasn't been dealt with like Romel.
Harry, no, he didn't.
Because essentially, Harry gets cussings,
but it weren't in the same way.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the mock. Like
it's Harry
Romel was
chappy.
Getting mocked.
Yeah.
For what took place, they were mocking him and also really, really backing.
Yeah.
Alima and everything. Yeah. Like and kind of sending her out there to do like guns blazing as well. Actually.
Yeah. Lady M says, I agree. Maybe she should have let him talk. I mean, that's generally how conversations work. I agree. Maybe she should have let him talk. But then again, what exactly is it that Romel London would have said? Was it just, hey, he wanted to be heard? Well, I think even if it is he wanted to be heard, I think if two people are in a relationship and having a conversation, is that not what happens? You speak, I speak,
Just
you
to
listen,
hear
I
him out.
listen.
Yeah.
It's not
For him, even, you know what? In what I'm asking of him, if she had been quiet, he may have delivered that in that first conversation that they had. He may have actually have said, I know this goes against your boundaries. And
you didn't give him a chance.
Yeah.
Clino TV.
I don't know that one.
With a Canadian flag. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you for being here. Straight in. Romel is a disgrace to black men.
Oh.
Wow. Just take accountability and apologize. Oh no, I think there was a typo there. She wrote Romel, but meant to say Alima. It was the accountability bit. That's when I understood.
Yeah. So
then it made sense.
You just remixed what
then it made
they
sense.
said.
Yeah, then it made sense.
Okay.
Lady M, when she said F yourself, that was pure disrespect. Pure disrespect. Alima must have really liked him, or she felt him. No, she was embarrassed by the situation.
I think it's both. I think she really liked him, and she was super embarrassed by it as well. I think it was both. But I think she, even if he had done the lip sync thing, if he had been like Dijon, still lips, but hadn't slept next to her, I think it wouldn't have hurt so much. But yeah, she was internalizing. She knows that the humiliation that the black girls go through.
Yeah, I get it.
And I think she raged against that, and then she had her crash out. And it's a shame that she had to do the whole crash out bit, because of all the people to crash out, I didn't want it to be her. I wanted Helena to crash out.
Yeah. But I think Helena's crash out is going to come a little bit later. Erin J, I back Alima. He thinks she's a donut, mumu like Helena. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Why would she let him talk when she knew he would blow in her face? The same frushman.
Is this Erin?
Of course it is.
Just knew it was going to be Erin. Go on, finish it.
The same frush mouth. I've even lost a he used to lips poppy. Wow. So I think it's safe to say that Erin isn't necessarily a fan of Romel.
Yeah.
I think we could probably say that. Floria, is that a new name? That's new. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you for being here. Harry going Shakira is so fit out of nowhere and saying he preferred when Helena was out of the villa because it allowed him and Shakira to get closer, told me they're actually a legit couple.
I think so. Because we hadn't really been seeing them.
Yeah.
But you saw them in the background still, innit? Like kind of getting closer together. But that really did cement it. And also when Helena came back, if he was interested, he would have pulled her.
Yeah.
And he didn't. So I was like, okay, for real, Harry's moved on. And then even when Megan was speaking to Helena and she was like, you know what, him and Shakira have actually got closer while you was away, that probably burnt Helena as well. As she's sitting there looking over, being like, they're still unfinished business. And I'm like, I don't know if he's got any business with you anymore.
I think Helena is gonna make herself look stupid one last time.
She is. She's gonna put it on him.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna have to do a Connor and be like, I like her.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be embarrassing. But I truly did think at one stage these two may make it back. But I think Shakira, she's got the hips.
She might, yeah.
He likes her. He likes the kid.
KW says Alima shut Romel down because she didn't want to hear him say that there is something missing in their relationship. Yeah, no. I think that's actually really true, because again, the inability or just not even wanting to listen to him is like, you don't really want to hear the truth. Yeah,
And you know what? For real, that's a real thing. Like
yeah,
to have a real conversation with somebody and hear their
yeah,
point of view on something, it's easier sometimes to do the crash out
yeah.
because it blows it up into a proportion where you can't have a real conversation.
You don't have to
Really,
listen.
truly sit down and hear him for him to say why I even got close to this girl.
Yeah.
What his needs are.
Yeah.
Is centered on is disrespect. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been a moment. It could have been a moment. And maybe they will still have it before he gets dashed out because folks hate him now. So, you know.
Online says, I don't think Romel likes Alima on that level. The man is surrounded by pen women outside of this Love Island game. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. I think you're right, but I think also he genuinely was like, I'm here and I'm gonna try something different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Lady M, we don't know people's intention, but can only go by their actions. So there was no one else in there for Alima, and she clearly is prepared to lose her place by dumping him tonight. Well, she will. She will. And she could just speed things up by leaving the villa.
I don't want her to leave though.
I
actually do want her to have a crack at something, but I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Body gang. Controversial question.
Go.
Do y'all think Alima's type is black men though? No. And she's actually told us her type.
Her type was strange looking white men.
Yeah.
Both of them.
No. The first one was like he was all right. But Louis Capaldi
for me, like a white man aesthetic that is like good looking, that guy is too English looking. And then Louis Capaldi,
he just looks smelly and messy.
I just think she should talk to Giorgio. Yeah. I think that's her type.
I think she probably would get on.
And maybe that's even why it was so easy for her to rage.
Yeah, because you've seen this man come in and think, I'll have some of that.
It's a bit of Giorgio in his thick neck.
Erin J. Do you know what I love? The fact that Erin has all this session been typing in caps. Oh,
Erin has been typing in caps for years.
Yeah, I actually respect it. Erin J. I am so mad. He tried to, my sister. We weren't even interested in him being with her. We were managing him. Roblox, know your place.
No, Roblox.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's gonna get dashed out. Yeah. Romel, you have one job. You just got set up.
Wait, KW. I am manifesting Tommy and Alima.
What? I think I can see it.
Really? No.
But I don't think. No, you know what?
You know what? If Tommy and Alima get together, I swear that's like is it a Bronx Tale?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. That's what I was just thinking. I was about to say. I don't think Tommy would be with a black girl, and then I had a flash of that movie, and it's like, actually though, as like that Italian, sometimes they like a black.
Yeah.
They would win. Yeah. That's a certain. Yeah. The money is yours if these two get together. But we ain't even seen them talk.
No, they would not win.
Tommy and Alima.
No, Tommy and dry Alima. Tommy and hard work Alima.
You know what? Their values actually align.
No, yeah.
They're
maybe outside of the village, when it all said and done, maybe they can link up, but nobody wants to see that in here because that is dry. That is dryness.
Yeah, but they can just be in that. They could just turn into mum and dad of the villa.
No, just go and do it offline. Take it offline.
How do we parachute that in? KW?
No, we don't.
How do we make this happen?
We don't want this.
No, we do. They're both single at this moment.
Do you know the snooze fest that Tommy and Alima is?
No,
it's more of a snooze fest. It's more of a snooze fest than Tommy and Emily.
It's like a love affair.
No. Where are we?
I'm for that union. I don't know how to. I am. And they're single at this moment in time. I'm not going to bet now. I was just about to bet. I'm not doing any more betting.
Yeah.
Let me just give you your £20.
Where I don't even know where we are anymore. Go on, bro.
All right, let's just go to okay. So we know. So we've had the second crash out with Romel and Al Lima. Yeah, and then we have Dijon and Meg chatting, and Dijon tells Meg that Ben is basically gonna sack off Yasmin, and don't tell anybody. He said it twice. He said, "Don't tell anybody. No, don't tell anybody because I trust you." She went, "What? You don't trust me?" He said, "No, I trust you."
And then what's she do?
What does she go and do? They're having their little witches meeting. Even the fact that Yasmin was sitting with them, like, Yasmin, why are you sitting with these? You don't even chat to these girls. But anyway, Meg can't hold it in. She says, so Dijon was saying, I think he's telling the guys one thing and he's telling you another, but basically it's like he's not really feeling you. And yeah, he's going to tell you. I think he's going to tell you is how she spun it.
But let's also be clear.
Why are you saying Dijon's name?
I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but also slightly before this point, Yasmin had also said, I can't remember who she was sitting with.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling
that this wasn't working.
Yeah. I think it's just sexual attraction. Yeah,
right.
I don't think there is much more of a connection other than that. She said this too, but I think she wanted to have the conversation with him in her own time.
Yeah.
And Meg inserted herself and told her about this. Like, he's talking to all the guys about it. Like, he's just chatting shit about her. But did Dijon not tell you not to say anything? Surely we have to have a fallout from that because Meg has a big mouth. Just noting that. I hope we have that. And then we go into the last quarter of basically Yasmin and Ben having a bust up that we didn't need to have, but it was drama.
Unnecessary drama.
And Ben, I think Ben showed himself. I think he took it he escalated it more than it needed to be escalated. Because he is an incel. And he knows how to humiliate a woman. And we've seen him do it little.
He's a really simple man. He's a really simple man. And like, I mean, I never rated the dude from the jump. But when I said, no, this guy, no, was when him and Yaz were talking a few days back. And then what was the word? Demeanor.
Oh, and he was like, what does that mean again?
What does that mean? And I said, this guy is a problem. Because
he's fit.
I wasn't going to say that. I was just going to say that he's unfamiliar with the dictionary. And it just showed the level of intelligence. And I was like, nah, this. And that's why, you see, when you don't have the vocabulary to like say what you're thinking and express yourself, you do what Ben done.
Yeah.
Or even if you're just not emotionally secure in yourself and intelligent enough to, you said your piece, she said her piece, you don't necessarily agree with what she said, but you realize that in this moment, it actually doesn't matter because the outcome has been achieved.
You said you're not really feeling her. She's basically it. The thing is, but also the girls put a battery up her battery as well through Tony. Because Tony is still bitter when he said to her, I've got the ick now. Although Tony didn't like you either, but I think it is what they're all getting at is the digs that he does.
Yeah.
And that's where Tony was like, somebody's got to tell him about himself. But no, he's a guy that is to be avoided.
Definitely. But also what I didn't like was the girls making out like Ben was using Yasmin. And it's like, are we going to sit here and pretend that Yasmin didn't step into the villa and she was on her feminine flirtatious game on 100 from the off?
Why feminine flirtatious?
Because she's feminine and flirtatious. She's not masculine.
I would actually say that energy was a little bit masculine. Actually,
no, you're right. Her energy was masculine.
Yes,
but in her feminine flirtatious ways.
Okay. Okay.
So it's just like she could be aggressive with her, you know what I mean?
Yes. She came in on sexual smoke.
Yeah, and so then, when they were in the bed together, it was clear.
It was a lot.
You know, And so yeah, so this thing of like making out like Ben was using her is like, come on guys, let's not be ridiculous. This was two grown people who knew what it was. And even as Ben stated from the fact of like, you know, you picked me because it's not like you liked me.
Yeah,
you picked me because there was nobody else to pick. So we know what it was.
Okay, so I understand what Shakira was saying to him. You never liked her though, innit? Like, and that was and he said that in the end. I literally never liked you. So he was using her for thrills.
Yeah.
Now she could have been doing the same.
She was doing the same.
But the point is, you're now being like, yeah, for real, I absolutely didn't ever like you. So that was the point of, so if you didn't ever like her, now say if she did start having feelings for you, you was literally just using her for things. And that's what...
No, they were using each other for things.
No, but say if Yasmin was like, no, I'm actually developing feelings for Ben when Ben was from jump, I don't actually like this girl. It's just she's there.
Yeah, but now we're just hypothesizing about...
Okay, but that's what he said. He literally said, you was just there. I don't even like you. And now, even if you are just there, I don't even want to chat to you. He basically said that you are a nothing.
Yeah, he said that. He said that. But then also, I feel like, and I'm at pains here because I don't want to defend Ben in any way, shape, or form. But it's one of them ones. But this really speaks more to his immaturity. You know, when you get into a ones and twos, and you can see at that point, all he's trying to do is like, how can I hurt you?
Yeah, like thoroughly humiliate you. Yeah. All the way around, because
and so you're saying things that just aren't true.
Doing the same back, like when you're now going into no man wants you, nobody's ever wanted you, like you're a nothing in here, like you're so irrelevant. It was like you escalated it far beyond her saying,
let me ask
why
you a
are you talking about? Because all she was doing was asking, why are you talking about me like I'm nothing? And then he escalated into, you are nothing. Nobody even likes you. It was like, bro,
the you are nothing is harsh. But he also said no man likes you.
Yeah.
But what man in there actively went after Yasmin? As in, I want to explore something deeper with this woman.
Well, nobody's wanted to explore anything deeper, but
okay.
Dijon did kiss her because he wanted to kiss her.
That's not why I asked.
But nobody wants to explore anything deep with Ben either. He's a psychopath.
Which is fair. Well, no, it's not fair because Tony and Shakira both went in wanting to explore something deeper with him. Nobody has had that with Yasmin. Nobody has gone into something with Yasmin being like, I want to peel back the layers and see what this person is about. Tony and Shakira done it and realized he's a dick.
And that there's nothing to him. He's just immature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I'll give you that one.
It's harsh. It was
horrible.
And I think the dude is a walking red flag.
Absolutely.
But there were some truths that were told.
He deserves to go more than Romel does.
Oh, 110%.
But Romel was going before him. But Ben actually deserves to leave there.
Yeah.
He is vile. He is an absolute disgusting guy. That was a disgusting display at the end. I was really like, nah, that was horrible. Yeah. But I don't even know if anybody's going to really have sympathy for Yasmin. I don't know. I haven't been online, so I wonder what the feeling is.
I'll be surprised.
This is gross. This is horrible.
Suzanne Davis says Ben is a plank and needs to shut up and listen. Will Smith says Ben is legit scary. Online says real talk. I noticed that too. Irish Megan gaslighting everyone. Anyway,
all day long.
KW, them girls were happy to see Ben cuss Yasmin after she flirted with their men. You know it.
It's they basically sent her out. To a lion.
Yeah. Maya just, Yaz is very feminine overall. The girls totally wound her up and she took the bait. Yeah, she did. Online. Thank you. We see the game from afar. These gals don't like Yasmin like that at all. They never have. Yasmin has been an outcast from the jump, from the boys and from the girls.
She's basically being used like a sent out unit.
Yeah.
So either you're out there, you're being sent out to be like overly flirty, to do drama. It's like but Tony did that.
Yeah.
You sent her out there and was like, you're the one to tell him about this. And it's like, you got cast off and now you're sending this girl to get cast. And she did.
She's still upset from the icting.
Properly.
Online says, exactly, Yasmin took the bait. to show the gal them I am one of you lot.
And-
Yeah.
I know. As much as
Yeah.
she at the beginning was trying to be like an independent spirit,
Yeah.
nah, she's
Nah,
fallen
she
for
is.
the group
Fell
thing.
it,
But
yeah. Inner Greek says
Okay.
there's too much stick it to the men energy in there. Oh,
yeah, it's
It
right.
really is.
While they're sleeping next to their man,
Yeah.
but they're sending out somebody
Yeah.
though. Poor girl.
Waving Cat Designs, he was trying to humiliate her. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
really
did.
was. Maya just agreed me. Ben should have just said, be calm. He was speaking real negative about Yaz. The girls embellished to her and she took the bait, and then Ben acted a damn fool and got
Yep.
Like,
Mhm.
like that whole thing never needed to happen.
No.
It wasn't even a thing because it was two people that understood what this was and then just decided, actually, let's not play this game anymore. And then it was the outside people
This is
running
it.
their mouth.
It's all of the chat.
Yeah.
Because from when Meg said, I think he's telling you one thing and telling the guys another, was a lie.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
hadn't taken
Blaze,
place.
yeah.
Dejon has told you something, not to say anything. They would have had their convo, and that would have been it. She got wound up. She actually, she should cuss all of the girls. It's actually out of order.
My address said Tony should go. She is holding back progress. Harrison doesn't like her like that.
I know.
Yeah. Look at that.
Can't lie,
We didn't even mention their date.
Their date would. My note was their date is dry.
It's dry. It
Like,
was dry.
Strawberry picking. Who cares? They have the chemistry of an amoeba.
Yeah.
Nothing between them.
I
man.
don't
It's like-
believe in this couple in
No,
any way,
no.
shape, or form.
It's just of convenience.
Yeah.
He wants Shakira.
Yeah.
That's who he wants to be with. And if Tony goes,
Boom.
that could happen.
Boom. Yeah.
And then maybe Helena will get Harry back.
Jade Hutchinson. Hi.
Hey,
New
that
viewer
looks
here.
different. Yes.
Hey, Jade.
Hey, Jade.
Thank you for being here. On your way in, please press the like button and also subscribe.
Subscribe.
Thank you. Floria, who wants Ben anyway? Only his mum. We hope. Inner Greek says Harrison and Tony's date was filler. They are a friendship couple and they both know it.
Yeah. They're
100%.
trying to pretend like they've got chemistry in it.
Dude, there's no chemistry.
I don't believe them for a second that they even like each
And
other.
the thing is, they were on that date, and I just kept thinking, this should have been Melisha. I will not stop saying this girl's name.
You have not got rid of her.
I will keep saying Melisha's name until the end. Every episode, Melisha's name will come.
You keeping her.
Yeah, I will keep her alive.
We should holler. Maybe we can get her on for a live.
I think we should, you know.
Yeah, it's worth a try.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Let's give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl. I think that's it.
Yeah. Overall, it was an all right. There was a lot that took place in this episode, and at least we got to see Alima and Romel for longer than we have done for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
that was a lot of airtime.
Sad that it's come to this, though.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have liked this to have been their story, but probability is this is the end of these two. I mean, they both pretty much said
They've said it.
He's done, and I can't see it would be a real switcher for them to actually get back on track. I don't know if they got it in them.
No. And I wouldn't want Romel to go back to Alima.
Oh, really?
No. And the reason I'm saying that is, and it's not even a black and white thing or anything like that. It's simply the thing of like, you went into this relationship, and when you go into a relationship, there's always going to be a level of compromise. But I think what Romel done was he really was like, I'm changing myself for this person. And he even said it where it's like, you're not actually who you are.
Yeah.
So you can judge him for it, but he's quite a handsy person, quite touchy-feely, blah, blah, blah. That's what he wants from a relationship. And he really tried with Alima to curtail that. But you saw when
that's the thing. I just don't. Why I don't want them to get back together. It's not because of that. Because he tried. I actually think he tried to finesse the viewers. He went in there off the bat being like, Alima is the one because he knows we love a flipping black love story, and I think that's why I'm like, nah, you're a heifer.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. No, I think that's what I have. That's what I take umbrage with him over. Is you tried to play us, and we know for both of you, we're not believing the hype. I wanted to, but I don't believe that is Alima's type, and she isn't his type either.
Well, Jade agrees with you.
So let's separate and find somebody else for Alima.
KW, 4 breakups in one episode, yeah?
It was carnage. We need a recoupling immediately.
Yeah, we
basically, because it's
really do.
Who is anybody? If they had a recoupling tomorrow, who's Alima picking?
No one. Bye. Bye.
No, why do you want her to go?
Because she doesn't need to be there. I want her to go because she wants to go.
Hang on. It's guys next, isn't it? I feel like the last one was the girls picking. Or was it the guys picking?
Yeah, it was the girls that picked last time. Yeah, it was the girls that picked last time. So guys picking. So if the guys pick, she's lucky because I think Romel will pick her again out of a misguided loyalty.
I don't want to get done by Black Twitter. It's real out here. It's a real fear.
Nobody should be afraid of Black Twitter. Like, live your life. Don't live your life for Black Twitter. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
That is ridiculous.
When you get dragged.
Ben and Romel are the same brand of man, and I pray they both get evicted. I think that is a bit strong.
I can't put Romel in that bracket with Ben yet. I don't think he's shown us that he's a Ben. That's harsh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we've seen that he's a Ben.
Yeah, no, I think that's no. I can't agree with that. Maya just says that's raw, Nana, but I think Romel should have kept Melisha and sent Mammy Lima home. I forgot that's what we used to call her, really. Mammy Lima. Will Smith, finesse the viewers, huh? He went on as a player. The viewers projected their black love hopes onto this poor man.
No, he knew what he was doing. He went in and made a beeline for Alima. He was like, I'm coming in for Alima. You got Alima. Listen, and then you went and did things with Poppy.
No. You miss a big bit out in the middle.
What happened?
He came in, he said he wanted Alima. And if you're trying to pander to Black Twitter, you will know that standing up there and saying that I've even forgot it was, you slept with 20,000 women in one night. Same. You know Black Twitter is not going to go through that, so you wouldn't say that. So, that's a bit much there. KW, Ben better pick someone on his own wavelength. That's a very short wavelength, and I don't know who he could pick.
There's nobody in there.
Oh, wow. She goes on to say like a tree or something.
Exactly. Ben out before Romel is my stance on. So it's favourites.
You know what? Just bring Casa. Like it's
bottom two. I think is going to be Ben and Romel. They're going to be in the bottom. I think out of those two, if it comes to the Villa, have to select. Romel's going home because I think they'll keep Ben.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
and that's even wild to think, really. But I do think that they would keep him in. All right, bottom two girls. Who are we thinking?
Lima and Emily.
What, for the public vote? No, Lima's not in the bottom.
Oh no, yeah, no, she is.
You think Alima's in the bottom?
Yeah,
guys, do you think Alima will be in the bottom tomorrow?
I think.
Oh, that's a wild. You think so?
I think at the very least we shouldn't have to see her weave on anymore.
It's a wig, not a weave on.
I don't care. I don't care. I absolutely don't care.
So 90s of weave on. They don't even call it weave ons anymore. It's a sewing.
Don't care. I just don't want to see it. Weave on, wig, monstrosity, bird's nest. I'm over it. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
God.
It is what it is, man. It is
what it is. Lord. Bottom two girls. Who's going to be bottom two?
Actually, Irish Meg could be bottom two, you know.
For real. Folks, Irish Meg, the beginning of last week was top dog, top of tops. top of tops. Like literally, we was gonna win. Yeah, she could be in the bottom. What's that?
Okay, so online says Poppy was temptation for the flesh for Romel. White girl magic is real, even affects people of color, women every day and night. Waving Cat Design says, I agree with Nana. Romel was trying to do the black love thing, but it flopped. He really doesn't like Alima, but he was trying to please black Twitter. I mean, if he was, shame on you. You failed. KW, Megan and Megan. Bottom 2. That would be nice. I would appreciate that. My address says, Alima is safe. They gave her the full-on strong independent edit today.
Yeah.
The audience ate it up. I have to go online and see what people are saying. Blythe Winter.
That sounds new.
That sounds new.
Welcome.
Thank you for being here.
Like the video, subscribe.
Thank you very much. No, Meg is too hated by whites for disrespecting Tommy, who they've decided is an angel.
Yeah. So basically, Irish Meg is going to be at the bottom.
Yeah, because she's done.
She's gone too far.
Yeah, she's done Tommy dirty.
Far.
You're gone too far.
Oh.
Online says, I don't think black love is on Romel's mind. Man just trying to have fun and be out there in the industry. Jade says, why didn't Romel try to explore his connections before he locked himself off with Alima? He was a bombshell, no?
And he doubled down head first into Alima. He weren't even talking to anybody else.
I think we should just start conversations with Romel of like, I don't like Romel and because this is all I'm hearing. It's just like, I don't like Romel and he should have done this. I don't like Romel and he should have done that. This is all I'm hearing. My address says Irish Meg is way too important to the story.
She is.
They can't let her leave. She is the biggest villain we have seen in a long time. Yeah.
And consistent and the best.
Yeah.
And doubles. Do you know what? We didn't even cover it. The moment when she was talking with Emily after they're going to do the hideaway, and Emily is like, I feel really bad about it. And she was basically like, I didn't think of it like that. Like, you just didn't think of the girl.
No.
She's just come in. She's already been heartbroken. You've heard that she's crying.
Yeah.
You were eavesdropping that she was crying, and that still didn't stop you from going into the hideaway. You didn't abort mission. You were like, absolutely not. I am going to get Connor's theme.
Because Emily is not a real member of the witches. So she don't give a damn.
No, Irish Meg is the best.
Yeah.
She literally is the best.
She don't give a damn.
She will go down in Love Island history. She is phenomenal. She can't go. But even being in the bottom is a good because sometimes that shapes how people are. Yeah. I didn't even want her in the bottom. I should have voted for her.
KW says Romel had a point though when he said people are saying they are not closed off but acting like they are. This is also true.
He did have
this is literally the game.
Yeah.
And Romel is literally playing the game and then he's getting done for playing the game.
Because you're with a girl that has stated to you what her parameters are.
It is what it is.
And you chose to be with her.
Waving Cat Design says, I don't like Romel, but I appreciate the honesty. He played himself and fumbled the bag.
He did.
Maya just says, facts, Nana. And basically, no one in that villa had a single bit of vim for Irish Meg. As I said, if you have issues with Irish Meg, then you have issues with Romel and vice versa.
They all like her though, because she's a vibe. The girls like her. Yeah. All of them.
This is what I'm saying. The whole thing is a popularity contest. This is what I'm saying. Is 12-year-olds in a playground.
They don't like Romel.
Romel and Irish Meg have essentially done the same thing.
And Harry. And Harry. They like Harry.
They like Harry. They like Romel. Harry. I mean, they like Irish Meg.
Yeah.
But Romel's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay then. Blythe says, kind of happy Romel shattered the black love fantasy. Wow. What? Yeah. I just wish he committed by bringing Poppy back. Wow.
So I honestly, I think he should have. Like, do it all. Do it all if you're gonna do it. Go in.
At this point,
I
I'm
don't know-
inclined to agree.
I don't know how long Alima is. You know, if Alima goes this week,
We're not gonna miss her.
no, but how shit would like at least you should have brought Poppy in then, because Alima was just gonna go anyway, and she isn't gonna. You're not gonna get her back.
Yeah.
Like you may as well have just done it all the way, and also been a part of the villain party.
Yeah.
That he just should have done. And I think if he had brought, I don't know if the girls would have been that sad Alima was going.
No.
I don't know. Like the way the guys
they would have got the fake. Oh, Alima's so sad.
They may have cried a little bit,
but then they're not thinking about her after that.
Yeah.
You know, like even I saw a clip of Melisha talking the other day, and she was saying when Tony went back into the villa, she could hear them chanting her name.
They showed the video of her. She was doing her VT.
It's horrible.
And they're all going, Tony, Tony, Tony. And she was like, that's embarrassing.
I want Melisha on the show. Make it happen.
Generally not what I do, but I will occupy that. I'll occupy that space with us.
Okay.
I'll do the reach out.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just don't do that. That leaves that to other people usually, but I'll do it. Because I feel like
I ain't gonna do it.
I know, but it's a bit creepy.
It's a bit creepy if I reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta do it. I mean, the fact that I'm even doing this in the first place is...
Yeah, that's why it's called I'll Be Watching This, because that's generally what you say when anything's on TV.
Yeah.
But you get into it. No, you watched First Look before I did today. You're getting into this.
Relax. We don't need to tell people.
No, we're telling people.
We don't need to tell the people that. We don't need to tell them. We don't need
He's
that.
invested, guys.
I just so happened to be scrolling and First Look came up.
And you watched it all.
And I watched it just because it came up.
He's invested, and he has been.
Anyway, on that note, any more in the comments? KW, I would rather Alima go. Beg Romel. I'd rather Alima go before Romel. Sorry, I rooted for her for too long. You know, the thing is, sometimes you just gotta say, I was rooting for this person and I wasted my time, and just draw a line.
I know.
And maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe that's it. Yes, KW likes Melisha as well. Yeah.
She was a good one. She was a good one. I can't do it. I need somebody else to come in, and then I will allow Alima to go.
Yeah, just go. Just go.
All
right. Guys, that is us for another evening. Thank you very much for rocking with us for the whole 1 hour 22 minutes.
Look at that, it's getting longer as it goes along. It's how it goes.
My bedtime is getting obliterated.
I know. We're invested in this one. But so tomorrow is Friday, and Friday we are opening up the lines.
Yes.
So Friday, it may be a longer show.
Yeah.
It's Friday night.
Friday night.
And so we're going to open up the line so you guys can call in and we can go over what's happened in the week.
Yes.
As well. So please, you don't have to be on screen if you don't want to. Just audio is fine.
Yeah. But we would love to talk to you.
Yes.
We would love to talk to you. So please.
It would be great.
Let's have a good Friday night.
Please.
Cool. Take care, guys. Speak to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye.